It is uncertain if this topic has been spoken about within the Ramkoa community, while ritual abuse and mind control are widely spoken about and, strangely enough, debated in its actuality. Not many, or perhaps not witnessing many, speak about the OEA within the acronym of Ramkoa, and for that reason I am going to vocalize on what it means, the qualifications of OEA, the effects, etc. OEA stands for Organizational Abuse. Organizational abuse or institutional abuse is the inadequate, which leads to the mistreatment and harm towards others. Unlike ritual abuse and even mind control, both situations can be done to an individual or group by one. However, organizational abuse is always done by a group, even though cults can be considered as OEA. A cult led and ran by one individual alone does not qualify to be OEA. Locations in which OEA can occur, but not limited to, are health clinics, educational centers, prisons, foster care, religious organizations, etc. While some or even all can have a display of organizational abuse, these facilities may not be engaging in abuse deliberately. Faculty members of any type of organization may be used to doing what was taught to them, not realizing the negative outcome. Now, while some may see organizational abuse and institutional abuse as similar, there is, however, a difference between the two. Organization abuse is the setting, organization, its practices, policies, procedures, ways of working, and the people within that setting, organization, are perpetrating abuse, whether or not it is intentional. Institutional abuse is the system that governs these settings, organizations that abuses people and compels them to lose hope. Now, what kind of torment can occur within OA? Such contrivances can include erasing the people's rights, hard labor, medicinal neglect, confinement, lack of flexible scheduling, and abuse of all kinds, physical, psychological, financial, sexual, etc. Now, as said before, not all facilities engage in OA, and what is clear abuse may not have been done deliberately. However, for such facilities who engage in organizational abuse intentionally, have the quote-unquote protection of either a community or the government. I do, however, want to make this statement crystal clear. While some facilities may have some sort of protection either from the community or government, this does not give the implication that the community or government are cults or in full support of the facilities initiating OA. Average communities may not know organizational abuse is happening, as they may be given an advertisement showcasing the lightheartedness, while government can have the authority to scribe laws, to either bear away the rights of people or to enforce them. As a whole, the government itself is not a cult. Stated before, not all who engage in organizational abuse are cults. A government who still gives basic rights for the people, and for the people to have the ability to vote out corruption, does not qualify as a cult engaging in OA. However, one government in particular does display a practically extreme practice, law, example, etc. of organizational abuse, is the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, also known to be as North Korea. To give just a small example of how DPRK has the capability to be a nation who engages in organizational abuse, the citizens of North Korea are subjected to mandatory unpaid labor. It matters not if you are a child or an elder, rich or poor, have a disability, etc. If you are quote-unquote rich enough, you just might be able to acquire tools and animals to assist. Otherwise, you are on your own, using your own hands and feet. Neglecting health is both a part of OEA and something done within DPRK. Sick, disabled, broken bones, etc. It matters not to the government. Unlike other countries in which has laws placed to aid and protect the disabled, North Korea has no such laws. A Disability Care Act is non-existent. Because of this and more, North Korea is probably the only known country to be considered a cult engaging in organizational abuse. Now, while the supreme leader's face is considered to be the face of DPRK, and the fact that OEA takes a group rather than an individual does not change, there is family and members of the government, such as ambassadors, who aid in the torment towards the people of North Korea. Now, what is the reason for how or even why organizational abuse exists? Imbalanced power, systemically weak with little to no proper structure and accountability, unsafe environment, outdated work practices, organizational needs. Wants are prioritized over the people, etc. In some cases, OEA is done unintentionally, not known by even the staff members. In other cases, OEA is done with purpose, to have complete control over people. Many cases of organizational abuse can be eradicated through eradicating the old routine ways, dismantling abusive staff, providing the correct needs, and boycotting. However, when there is OEA being done where people have grown accustomed to the abuse as part of their daily lifestyle, or it's a whole nation doing it, eradicating even a small portion of it may either take time or much greater power. For when organizational abuse is integrated into one's daily life and is seen as normal, they will not recognize the abuse or neglect, and when given the opportunity for freedom and change, some will find themselves feeling isolated and having a desire to return, for a life within OEA may be what they are used to, grew up in, and the unfortunate matter is there is naught we can do to persuade them and have them see the abuse inflicted upon them. I hope this gives everyone a bit of an explanation of what organizational abuse is. Unfortunately, I haven't a single clue if the clock app will be banned or not. However, should it be banned, this will be posted on our other medias. Until it is given a final word, feel free to comment or stitch any information I may have missed.